Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Today I am going to cover my updated Fanny Pack setup and kind of discuss the changes that I've made since my trip. So this is the Tomtoc T32. No, 33, sorry. I used to use the Hyperlite Mountain gear. It's done well. It's lasted quite a while. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of the fabrics of the Fanny Pack, of the X Pack. It just seems fragile to me. Although it's lightweight, it's held up. It just, like, the type of scratching when just rubbing up against something bothers me a lot. I don't know why. And then, of course, the waterproof zips, the coated zippers are a little tough. But one of the biggest reasons is the size difference. After my trip to Ireland, I realized that I really wanted a little bit more flexible room. And since I'm already carrying a bag, it could be a little bit bigger. And this one is a 3.5 liter, where I think this one's 2 liter. So we're going to kind of walk through this. And just kind of cover some of the stuff I'm carrying now as compared to maybe my last video, which most of the stuff's going to be the same, but I wanted to show it in this format with the Tomtoc. So far, very impressed with the Tomtoc. Everything is very good quality. Fabric is great. It matches my new almond oak backpack, which is pretty slick. But so let's go ahead and cover this. Without getting into technical specifics, few things I like already is this webbing is very nice, very seatbelt material. I don't wear it as a fanny pack. I wear it as a sling, which is what this is designed for. So this is actually set at an angle when you have the webbing on. And then you've got really nice pull tabs, which aren't necessary for this because these zippers are so smooth, but it's a nice little touch. You can use these to hang your keys, which is what I typically do. So starting on the outside pocket, because there are three zippers. They've got this back zipper, front zipper, and then the main compartment. So we're going to start from the front and go back. So in the front, one reason I really like this is compared to the Mountain hardware, the Hyperlite Mountain gear, is you've got these little organization pockets. So on this one, I had all the same stuff, but it's just a kind of a big dump pouch, which was useful, but it could be better. This keeps all my stuff nice and organized. So I've got some more utility-based things. Got a pen here, I've got lighter, and then I've got my emergency whistle. I don't know why I like having that. It makes no sense, but I do. And then on this other side is a little bit more like health and grooming. So I've got my little Chicago comb. This is carbon fiber. Chicago comb. This is the number 2. I like this size because I can use it for my beard and my hair. They do make bigger ones, which would be nice if you only cared about like having hair, like comb for your hair. But for the beard, I like having this. It fits in my pocket. And then this little sheath is actually from a cheap comb that I bought years ago that I thought was going to last forever and didn't. So I cut it, taped the bottom, and now it just serves as a little sheath for this comb. And then I've got my little pocket first aid. So this is an old little cheap plastic cutting board that I just cut, folded in half, and then added tape. So it's like a little slip envelope. Got some plasters, some just different kinds of Band-Aids, and some alcohol wipes. Nothing crazy. Just a couple of different options for, small boo-boo kits. And that goes there. And then on the other hand, I have a couple of waste bags. I actually got those from a plane. This is my contacts case. You'll remember this from my last video. In this side, I actually keep Vaseline. And then on this side with the R on it, I actually keep itch cream, cortisone. Because I'm an outdoorsy guy. and I get bug bits. So, and then I have wired headphones. I love Bluetooth. I think it's great, but I mean, this is gonna be indefinite, right? Bluetooth dies on an 8-hour plane ride. Your Bluetooth may work for 5 hours, maybe. So I just keep a pair of wired headphones, and these came free with my old Samsung phone, and they've got uh, fabric cable, and I just have my adapter for USB, the USB-C adapter for it. It works great. I always keep those on hand. And I do have plenty of more room in here if I needed to add something quick. I've got plenty of space left if I needed to add anything. I'd toss my wallet in there or my wedding ring if I'm doing anything kind of messy. The back I reserve for my phone. I think this is the best place to toss my phone. I have the Google Pixel 7 Pro, so it's fairly large and it fits in there no problem. I don't like to put other things in there. If I'm traveling, I would probably put my passport and stuff in here for quick access because my phone is typically going to stay on my person. Um, but sometimes I like to keep it off my person and I put it in here. I could fit my phone, my passport, my wallet, all of that in here together. That wouldn't be a problem. But having quick access to your phone, I like to have it in a dedicated spot so nothing else falls out. And then for the main compartment, so this is how it opens, but typically how I would leave it, and I'm gonna kind of open this up. So I do this as my side table caddy setup is what I like to think of it as. So if you open it up, fold those flaps back, you have full view of everything. So on this side, I've got my gum, I've got a couple packs of coffee, instant coffee, because I love coffee, and a little notebook. And then in this little bungee over here, I've got more health and sanitary things. So I always keep my toothbrush and toothpaste on me. I this is my actual toothbrush and toothpaste. I don't know why, but I like to keep it on me because I am kind of half lazy and I like the convenience of having it anytime, anywhere. Just in case I do have to stay somewhere random, I know I have it with me because I always have my Fanny Pack sanitizer. And then this is actually a little clear container of peroxide. I use it to brush my teeth. And then the black is actually just the glove the finger of a glove. I cut it off and wrapped it because peroxide cannot be in direct sunlight. So instead of using tape, I use the finger of a rubber glove. If it matters, these are the double layered Venom gloves, I think, but they're great. I always keep a collapsible shopping bag. These come in handy all the time, and it's so small, it doesn't make any sense not to carry it. As you can see, this 3.5 liters really goes far. I mean, I actually did a test, and on top of all of this, I can actually put a full-size water bottle in here. So it may look packed, but it's really not. And then in this compartment, this front zipper pouch, I just keep a random spoon that I got with a yogurt or something, and then I have my actual kitchen utensil from Yuko. I love this thing. And then right now I've got my watch charger because I was on the go and needed to charge my watch, so I tossed it in here. But that does not typically stay in this pack. And then this other pouch here, which is kind of a standalone pouch, has all my bits and bobs in it. So I guess this is kind of like the Diddy pouch within my fanny pack, but it's got a ton of smaller stuff. My inhaler, got a little key ring with nail clippers, tweezers, thumb drive, little backup flashlight, and a digital thermometer. Only thing I don't like about this one is I keep accidentally pushing this button, and it's annoying. Oh, and I have a safety pin, so that kind of all just stays together. And then here I've got some multivitamins just in a container. Eye drops. This is a card reader for my phone, so you just, or a computer, whatever. It's got USB-A on one side and USB-C on the other, which is really nice. So I can actually I can view dash cam footage or anything that I need to on the go. This is a little salt and pepper shaker from MSR. I've actually got garlic salt and pepper. I always keep that because food, sometimes it needs something. I've got range plugs, so these are reusable earplugs. And then I've got caffeine pills. I don't typically use these on a daily basis, usually every few months, but when I'm doing long haul drives, it's nice to have something to kind of keep you safe when you're driving. Glue stick, I've talked about my hack with the glue sticks. You just heat it up with your lighter and you can glue almost anything. I've got another thermometer because redundancy is fun, but this is a manual one. Got a mixture of medication. I I got Tylenol, ibuprofen, antihistamine, and Benadryl. One of those travel cologne, nasal spray for emergencies. Level. I like to keep a bubble level. I don't know why. I'm ridiculous sometimes. More eye drops, redundancies. One has an antihistamine in it, and one's just for red eye. I do have some disposable earplugs in case my wife or a friend needs some. These are unused. And then I've got some random bits and bobs here. So I've got some allergy medication and some motion sickness meds. And then I've got a bubble compass. And that goes in here. So all of this fits in there. That way, if I need to make room, I can take this out and put it somewhere else without losing all the small bits. And you've got plenty of room left in here. I don't use this at all. I could, I just haven't found a need for it yet. But when I travel, I might end up putting more stuff in, making this more of like everything that I consider essential. And then everything else in my backpack is really going to be just clothes for that. So this might be all the essentials and then the bag just for clothes, basically. I might end up putting my charger block and cable in here a little bit more permanently because I only have one of those. And then some of my other small bits and bobs because I have the room in here and I'd like to keep my backpack as light as possible when I travel. But yeah, this is the new Tomtoc setup for my everyday fanny pack. And so far, I'm liking it. If anything changes, I will definitely keep you all posted. Bye.